Baby, my name is Ross Mandela and welcome to the show today. We're coming to you live from 5 Star Entertainment. We're at Mammoth Studios in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm coming to you uncut, unedited, unfiltered, uncensored, and I'm still under arrest. Well, I don't know that I'm going to be saying that for too long, everybody, because March 14th is my trial date. I'm in the big countdown now. 6 weeks to go, and I'm preparing every single day. Are you? I'm trying to be serious and dramatic and funny. It's not so easy. Today's Tuesday, February the 1st, and what a day it's been. I just want to say that the response I got was so incredible yesterday. I am grateful. I am grateful, and I needed it. Last night about 9 o'clock, the government dropped a 65-page document on me and my counsel. It was actually to the court. But, you know, I have to sit and read this kind of stuff. You know what it's like to read about this particular stuff unless you are a criminal trial lawyer? Forget about it. It's just not for you. It's not for me. Someone said, it's good you're reading all this. I don't want to know anything else about extraterritoriality and about motions and procedures and whatnot. You can have it. I don't want it. Now, so many great questions regarding what's happening in the Middle East and why. You know, the corruption that went on in Mubarak's regime, fascist dictator, American-Israeli puppet, a friend, you know, not so much to the Muslims, definitely anti-Al-Qaeda, anti-Taliban and whatnot. You know, a friend to America is an enemy to its enemies. One of the frightening things is that no matter who comes in now, it's a lose-lose deal for America. We're in America. So guess what? It's not a great thing. And I want to talk this. There was so much corruption and poverty, just rough times. People get together. There's nothing left to do but go for it. Congregate, riot, you know, cause change. When you're trapped in sort of a system, you're in a box and you're surrounded by walls. And so what you got to do is you got to take down those walls. That is what's happening in Egypt today. Now, initially, prior to the weekend, Mubarak said, all right, you guys win. I'm going to fire the cabinet, I'm going to fire the government, and I'm going to put in a new government. And the people said, forget it. Hosni, you're getting a necktie. You're out of here. And the people are just still rioting. They want him out. They want new leadership. They want to appoint who they want to appoint. They want a democratic system, or so they say. And that's what's going on. I understand February 1st today, it's about 2:35, that in Jordan, King Abdullah basically fired his whole government. And he's looking to appoint a new one. That means there's unrest in Jordan. In Tunisia, there was an uprising. Tunisia. Who ever heard of Tunisia? I'll bet many of you haven't. What are they like, Tunis? If you're from Tunisia, you Tunis? And 20 years, a dictator, he's out. Changing government. This is getting frightening. In Yemen, another uprising. Guess what? Saudi Arabia is right in the middle of all this action. That's bad news for the Western world. You don't have to be a genius to connect these dots. You got revolution and civil war all around the Middle East. And that means problems are coming. It's frightening. Now, I made a comment yesterday. Some of you got a little sparky. A little uppity, some of you. I had to defriend somebody yesterday. Now, what's going on in America? We have institutional corruption It's disgusting at the highest levels. Charlie Rangel for 17 years, not reporting income, not reporting properties that he owned, lying on federal forms to Congress. Meanwhile, this guy is the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. Powerful committee. Can you imagine this lying, cheating scumbag? Okay, admit it. He says, he didn't remember. He forgot. Too much paperwork. How about the Secretary of the Treasury, Tim Geithner, former Goldman Sachs? Tim Geithner, who ran the New York Federal Reserve, okay, watched the world come tumbling down. Wall Street failed, the banks failed, the economies failed, the stock market failed. What happens? They appoint him. Obama gets elected and appoints him to be chairman of the Fed, of the Treasury, of the Treasury. Guess what happens? He's being questioned by the Senate, which is part of, being appointed that powerful position. The guy didn't pay all his taxes because in his testimony before Congress, the forms were too complicated. This is the Secretary of the Treasury. I'm not making this up. This is fact, undisputed fact. Can you imagine what's going on? It's so frightening, it's scary. Now, front page, New York Post today. As many of you know, I'm an avid reader of the New York Post. Even though I reside in Boca Raton, Florida, spent my whole adult life and my whole childhood in New York. And what can I tell you? It's a great paper. Very interesting. Dirty secret. It's not even Charlie. He's on the inside. Andy lifts the lid on how Albany steals your money. I mean, this guy was the Attorney General for the state of New York. He is now the governor. His father was the governor. He's talking about the billions of dollars that are being stolen by people in Albany, by special interest groups, by lobbyists, doing favors. It is so disgusting, the corruption that's going on in government. Imagine what's going on in Washington. This is just one of 50 states. New York's budget is a sham, okay? He's about to cut the budget. He just gets elected. He finds he's stuck with $8 billion. $8 billion of increases from laws that were written in right before he became governor. Okay, things that have been on the books. Things that are not kosher, not okay. And they indicted me. Can you imagine what kind of scams are going on in the Justice Department? This is in state government in Albany. It's just crazy. You want to know why they threw out the government in Egypt? Corruption is disgusting when you're talking about elected officials that are elected, that are held to the highest regard, the highest standards, to look after you and me and our children and our children's children, our welfare. Terrible. New York's budget is a sham. Cuomo exposes dirty trick. The budget process is a metaphor of Albany dysfunction. Governor on deficit deceit. Imagine what's really going on. This is so unattractive. This is why in Egypt, when the riots began, the government canceled, they cut off the internet. They disrupted all the cell phone service. People couldn't get in or out any communications. They thought that would help. They cut them off Facebook. You want to start a civil war in America? Cut out Facebook. People will go crazy. We will unite in the streets. And this is what happened in Egypt. It's something for all of us to watch and learn from, especially our elected officials, our appointed officials, people like federal judges and cabinet members, and our elected officials in Congress and the Senate, because your behavior has been disgusting and offensive, and you're stealing from all of us. And I'm on trial. I can't even tell you how pitiful that statement is to me. I'm a quality American who pays his taxes, who does proper business. All right, let's move along because I could go on forever. This whole paper is about corruption and wrongdoing amongst the government. It's just unbelievable to me that this is going on. Let's go talk about a more, a lighter situation. Casey Jordan, our favorite porn star. She is telling all of Charlie's secrets. She spent 36 hours there and drank and snorted coke and did all kinds of other good drugs. They watched pornography, and yes, they had sex. You know why she had sex with him? She says because she's a big fan. I'm a big fan. Well, how about he gave her 30 grand? I'm a fan. I'll take 10 grand. Sex, coke, booze, and 30 grand. Now, there were a couple of other porn stars there. One of them got a Ford Mustang, a convertible. Another one got a BMW. Charlie is on a roll. Charlie's $500,000 sex and drug spree. Now, I'm going to tell you all that $500,000 to Charlie Sheen is nothing. It sounds a lot to the author. It looks a lot, you know, very impressive in the headline, but I can promise you that he spent a lot more than that. Been there, done that myself, albeit, you know, more than 20 years ago. And $500,000 to Charlie could go on a weekend, everybody. I'm sure that's what he spent in Vegas 2 weeks ago when he stayed up for 3 days at the Adult Video Awards in Vegas, party with porn stars, and lost 25 pounds in a matter of 5 days. I've been there, done that. It's a horror. And here's the most disappointing thing. As you know, we spoke yesterday, I said, thank God Charlie's getting help. It was reported that Charlie went straight from the hospital, Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, fine hospital, and was taken to a rehab. Okay? It turns out now that he's not in a rehab. Shame on you. Remember what I said yesterday? Whoever they is, you can't believe anything you read in the paper or you see on the news. It's all manufactured. Trust me. And he's going to do rehab at home. Sure he is. It's impossible. The man needs to be in a lockdown, in a facility run by disinterested professionals that specialize in recovery, in healing, in the 12 steps. Somebody's got to get in here and intervene. They're just trying to suck whatever money they can get out of this guy, whatever revenue we can generate. And then they're just going to toss him aside like a friggin' paper bag full of nonsense. It's a horrible thing. It's a travesty. It's being done right in front of you and me. It's being done in front of God. This guy needs real help. He needs to be locked down, locked up. Somebody please help this guy. My name is Ross Mandel. I am 20 years sober. SSL. My website is www.rossmandel.com. I'm on Facebook. That's Ross Mandel, SSL. My YouTube channel is Ross H. Mandel at youtube.com. It's such a privilege to come here today and report about what's happening in the Middle East, talk a little bit about corruption. And Charlie, we're begging you. Come on, man. Somebody get this guy some help. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.